The first seconds of any game are very important because they mark the experience for the player for the entire game to come. And because this game is made by Team Cherry, the first seconds of Silksong lead immediately to a secret if you go right, and then to a second secret if you jump up from there. And additionally, they show you this game can be pretty hard, because the second secret will probably kill you if you're bad like me, or if you just started this game for the first time. But these tiny secrets aren't really the things that I'm covering in this video. I think most people by now know that those two hidden areas exist. I am very interested in covering the hidden mechanics that Team Cherry added to this game, because there are so many of them, and you can instantly find one in Moss Grotto here. These eggs look like background environment objects, but if you hit them, they actually give you silk, showing you that they are eggs containing living beings. Now, that's cool on its own, but there is much more to these eggs than meets the eye. Well, I may be exaggerating just a tad, but just roll with me. You'll find these eggs all over the Moss Grotto, and that is because they are laid by the Moss Mothers in this area, and one of them has a lot of eggs in her boss arena. These eggs can be broken, however, you can also just leave them be, and she will not attack you as you walk across the room until you get close to the exit. Once you get close enough, she automatically pops out and destroys her own eggs, which is quite odd. But if you take the aggressive role as Hornet, and you instantly destroy any of these eggs in this room, Moss Mother will immediately come out and fight you. So, as a speedrunner, I'm sure you would go and attack the eggs instantly to start this fight sooner. And if you want to be a nicer person, you can just leave it to Moss Mother to kill all of her own children. I don't know. Bugs and animals are very weird when it comes to their offspring in a lot of cases. So this Moss Mother will simultaneously get angry at you for breaking her eggs while breaking them herself. A lot of confusion here. Well, at the very least, whatever you do, the eggs in the background will survive the end of this fight. So that's nice. So yeah, these are the kind of mechanics that I adore learning about, because I had absolutely no idea this interaction took place. I just assumed the fight always started at the same moment, but you take 1 second to look deeper into it and you find where those 7 years of development went into this game. And just as a little bonus, this is not one of the 10 secret mechanics. When you come out of that room and you get into this very haggard state where Hornet is very hurt, you can actually just go back, fall down that hole you came out of, and you'll be fine. Apparently, the pain that Hornet experiences is entirely location based, so I don't see the logic behind that, but yeah, she's fine now. She's back in the chapel, all that pain is gone. There's a lot of really funny mechanics to look at in this game, a lot of them seeming more meaningful than others. And hey, if all of you dear viewers out there enjoyed learning these secrets, and if you know all of these secrets, you can feel free to leave a dislike on this video. If you don't know all of these secrets though, then hey, leave a like, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. One of the best encounters in this game is with Scarsinger Karmelita, and I like using non-traditional strategies to fight cool bosses. So what if I went in with an infinite use rosary cannon? I have a mod on that lets me use tools infinitely, and this tool is never killing her without that mod. So let's see how good a Gatling gun is against her. Guys, it's not that good. Yeah, for some reason, this one tool, the rosary cannon, is entirely countered by Karmelita. This is the only tool I've ever seen her block infinitely. And it's pretty much the only tool that you can hold down and shoot it this way, so I guess that tracks. But how is she even doing this? She's not like holding up a shield, she's blocking every individual rosary bead. And why would Team Cherry program her to just invalidate this entire tool? Aren't rosary cannon lovers already dealing with enough pain? Huh, Team Cherry? It's just awful. I have hacks on, I have mods on, and I still could not beat her with an infinite use rosary cannon. You normally get 80 shots. I probably fired hundreds into her. I've done 0 damage. It's painful. That's what it is. Just get me out of this room, Karmelita. If you're not letting me hit you with my strategies, then just let me free me, please. Well, let's go from one tool being bad to every tool being bad. Lava is cool. It doesn't destroy your needle, but it will destroy pretty much every other tool in the game. So yeah, you want to throw something like long pin? There you go, it's gone. I've never seen tools get eaten up as much as I have in testing them against the lava right here. And stuff like long pin, yeah, I guess it makes sense, but if you put out a bunch of cog flies, they will have absolutely no concerns against the lava. These must be the strongest tools that have ever been created, because nearly every other tool in the game, and Hornet's not strong enough to deal against lava either, but the cog flies, they're perfectly fine. Look at them. They're having the time of their lives. They're taking a bath. They're enjoying the nice warm heat against their robotic skin. And meanwhile, you take any other tool in the game, you throw a bunch of rings into it, you throw some pin pillows, those are gone, they explode instantly. I had slight hope for the stink shards, but nope, they die very quickly. The silk shot though, that is another breed. It pierces right through the molten lava and it's amazing. What isn't amazing and what's really funny are the volt vessels. They don't explode like the pin pillows, they just get eaten whole by the lava streams, which is really funny. Yet they just poof, they're gone. So what is the point of all of this, dear viewer? It is to say cog flies and silk shot above all else. If you've ever fought Gurr the Outcast in Act 3 of Silksong, then you've experienced these horrible and very, very annoying traps he leaves all over the place, which are basically his only form of combat. And I was annoyed by them, and I found this fight annoying because of them, until I learned you can just break them using your needle strike. Yeah, you can break Gurr's traps. I was shocked when I found this out, because I guess I just never used my needle strikes too much, and I never found out. When you hit it with your normal needle, they just get bounced off. But one simple charge attack, they're gone. And this is a game changer, not because Gurr is a particularly hard fight, but because I love being able to take him down a peg. And you can do it even without your needle strike. The needle strike is always available to you if you've gotten this far, I believe. But more than that, some tools even break Gurr's traps. The silk shot, once again, as proven by the last secret, is just, it keeps on winning. The silk shot can't stop winning is what I've been learning in making these mechanics videos. It's incredible. And I don't know other tools that can break Gurr's traps. I haven't really seen the list. I had heard the pin pillow could break them, and maybe it can, but the problem with the pin pillow is that it goes through them and it doesn't explode upon contact with the traps, which is very odd to me. If it can break the traps, but it can only break them on bouncing, then it's just not worth it. Always go with the silk shot. Silk shot supremacy, the greatest tool we've ever seen. I'm sure everyone remembers dealing with the Stilkin in Biowater. They're probably one of the most annoying enemies in any area in this game, and part of what makes Biowater one of the most annoying areas in this entire game. And while I will never deny that statement, there is an enemy that I hate even more than the basic Stilkin. That of course being the Stilkin Trappers. They jump so high, they do all their attacks vertically, and they just get... you get hit by them so often, and you can't hit them. And even the basic Stilkin, I feel like I can hit more than the Stilkin Trappers. Which is why I was very happy the first time I saw them was in Gurr the Great's arena. But what you may be unhappy to learn, all my dear viewers, is that beating Gurr the Great isn't the end of your suffering in Biowater. In fact, it makes Biowater a worse place to explore after the fact. Now, you don't have as many reasons to explore Biowater after you've beaten Gurr, granted. But did you know that simply by beating Gurr, all Stilkins now have a chance to be replaced by Stilkin Trappers? That is correct. Your reward for beating the most annoying enemy gauntlet leading up to a boss in this game is by making the area worse and replacing annoying enemies with even more annoying enemies. Now, I know there is a logical reason for this. You have to be able to fight Stilkin Trappers outside of Gurr's arena so you can complete the journal entry. And Team Cherry isn't truly ruthless. I don't believe they've made it so that Trappers can replace the basic Stilkin at the bottom half of Biowater. But come on, man. Biowater is surgically crafted to be a troll by Team Cherry. You beat the boss, and the area becomes harder and more annoying. What kind of game design is that? It's good game design, that is, if you ask me. This next secret is fascinating because it's less of a secret in my mind and probably more of a mistake, but I felt it was important to share anyway. Now, the characters in Hollow Knight and Silksong usually talk in a very eloquent way, and this secret is about the Needolin dialogue from the Crawfather. So I have cheats on because I'm just trying to get the Needolin dialogue as easily as possible, and it is not really easy to get it in this game. That's one of the few complaints I have with this game, is that the Needolin is extremely hard to use in combat. But anyway, when you imagine someone like the Crawfather speaking, you would expect him to speak in a very proper manner, one with a lot of authority, and to probably use large words. A lot of NPCs in Silksong and Hollow Knight speak in an archaic manner, so that's not all that surprising. He says things like, hear me, punish the villain, and of course, this Spinderous spiderling. Now, if you are like me, dear viewer, you see that and you think, well, Spinderous, huh? I don't know that word. And fortunately for all of us, it is not that we are stupid for not knowing the word. I have to reassure all of you guys and myself. Because Spinderous is not a word. I looked it up on Merriam-Webster's dictionary, as I tend to do when I find words I've never heard of before, and I found that this word simply does not exist. I think it might be a misspelling of Spinderous, because Spinderous is a real word, but this Spinderous spiderling doesn't really sound like a correct line, so I don't know. The point being, I don't know if Team Cherry has ever made up words like this, made up adjectives like this, I suppose, in their games before. So, it's fascinating to see. Maybe this will be one of those cases where a word gets invented because it gets into proper use in conversations. Everyone, be sure to use the word Spinderous in your daily conversations starting today. I love going to the High Halls Arena when I know someone's going to be there, ready and willing to help me against the hordes of the Citadel. SHAKRA, I appreciate you being here today, but I was actually interested in having Garmond and Zaza help me with the fight. You are a much better fighter. However, I beat Garmond and Zaza a long time ago, and as you can see by my Hunter's Journal, they have been ready to help me for a long time now, so I'm just more interested in having them help me out at this moment in time, if that's okay. So if I leave the screen and come back, maybe Garmond and Zaza will appear? No? Well, what if I reload the High Halls entirely? I just take the Ventrica out, come back in. Once I said no to SHAKRA, shouldn't that imply that I don't want her to be there anymore to the game? And you would hope that would be the case. However, by reloading the map, by just leaving and coming back, you'll find SHAKRA's still there, waiting for you to say yes. Well, there is a difference sometimes between leaving the map and saving quitting. So what if I just do a hard reset? I can come back and find SHAKRA. Maybe this is like a 50-50 thing, because both of them have the ability to help me. Nope, it's still SHAKRA, it's just SHAKRA. What if I just keep saving and quitting? Maybe I'm getting unlucky. Nope, it's just SHAKRA. It still could be a 50, it's not a 50-50. SHAKRA, what are you doing here? I appreciate your help, but I want to see Garmond and Zaza. Okay, what if I say yes to you? What if I accept your aid? Okay, have you gotten it out of your system? Are you going to be gone from this position now? You are. Good, that's great. Okay, SHAKRA, now that you're gone here. Garmond, are you off the screen here? Can you join me? No? I can do a hard save here. Yeah, save and quit. Yeah. I just know I'm gonna come back and see Garmond and Zaza's beautiful faces. SHAKRA, I don't want your assistance today. I'm trying to get help from my boy Garmond and his girl Zaza. Okay? You're making me drink. Yeah. So it turns out, if you made the mistake, I guess, of helping SHAKRA with all of her problems, she will permanently remove your ability to be helped by Garmond in the High Halls Arena. Thanks for that, Team Cherry. It's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but I just wanted to see Garmond, okay? Why couldn't you make it a 50-50 chance, Team Cherry? Please, give us the option to experience all the things you've given us in this video game of yours. This next secret is all about Second Sentinel, but before even going into them, when you get into this room to fight them, you'll find 4 soapflies, which are implied to belong to the sentinels behind them. which is a nice little detail. I love all of the Silksong details in this game, but this secret has everything to do with the Needolin, and it's kind of my own soapbox to be able to complain about it more than I did before, because as you saw when we were fighting against the crows, and the craws, I suppose, the Crawfather, it was very quick to get them to start singing. I started playing the Needolin like 5-6 seconds ago. Second Sentinel has still not responded. The only possible way I got to see any of these lines of dialogue was because I was invincible in this footage. If I was not invincible, there was not a singular chance I would have been able to play the Needolin long enough for the Second Sentinel to actually show me the dialogue that it has programmed into the game. So I suppose this secret is just that the Second Sentinel has Needolin dialogue, because this is consistent. For whatever reason, the Second Sentinel reacts extremely poorly to this mechanic, by which I mean they barely have this mechanic applied to them at all. If any normal person was playing this video game and they wanted to get the Needolin dialogue from characters like Sentinel, who just don't stop ever, I don't have the spider strings on, so that doesn't help, but really, this is just absolutely ridiculous. I think I counted maybe 10 to 15 seconds before any dialogue was given in the middle of combat, and this is the only opportunity to get this dialogue, because the Second Sentinel does not sing when fighting in the overworld. So, and you can't really get any dialogue before or after the fight either. So, this secret is that yes, there is this dialogue, and it's basically saying, Team Cherry, please update the way that the Needolin works so I can actually hear the information you put into the game. Everyone, I got sick of SHAKRA being so jealous. I actually uncompleted her final quest, and Garmond is back! Yay! Everyone, a round of applause for the big man Garmond here. And yeah, there was an actual reason I was so frustrated that SHAKRA was the only person who showed up on this save file, because I needed to test something from Garmond specifically. He has blocking capabilities in these fights where he helps you. He has those blocking capabilities in your fight against him as well. But what I'm interested in has to be done while Garmond is assisting you. The wiki mentions that if Garmond blocks a certain number of hits while he is assisting you, he will get staggered and fall over. Now, what number of hits is that? Well, it's only 20 hits? 20 hits. So yes, I need to let Garmond get hit 20 times by the enemies in the High Halls arena without him killing everyone. And guess what? That didn't happen, because not many enemies have attacks that Garmond can even block. So, despite my best efforts and going through the entire gauntlet with not killing as many enemies as I could, Garmond prevailed and did not get knocked over one singular time. So I had no capabilities to prove that you could get knocked over by taking 20 hits in the battle, Garmond. It's amazing that you were able to do this at all. It's impressive. I did not expect this skill out of you, but it's bad for my purposes. So what do I do to prove this? What I do is I add a singular little chorister who just so happens to have an infinite health pool. And with that infinite health pool, he will be around in every wave, and he is one of the few types of enemies who Garmond can block when he is assisting you. And with him, we will be able to actually see Garmond get staggered after 20 hits, hopefully. Team Cherry loves adding these mechanics that are absolutely unachievable or very, very annoying to ever see without the use of mods, don't they? That's what I'm learning in this video, and it's very sad. But it was all worth it in the end, because watch what happens after he gets knocked down in this footage right here, my dear viewer. If you blinked, you might have missed it, but the real thing I wanted to show with this secret is that when Garmond gets knocked down while you are assisting him, if you bind next to him, you will instantly pick him back up like a true friend and comrade. What a amazing and never seen detail 99% of the time. Having this special mechanic to actively fight and help Garmond when he is struggling is just amazing. And as you saw, it is really something that I don't imagine almost anyone has ever seen in a playthrough. And Team Cherry is really funny because they add the most heartwarming and wholesome stuff like that into this game, and then they make the worst parts of this game, the most brutal parts, even worse. So here's the thing. we just cut off a good time with Garmond. Now we gotta face Lost Garmond. Everyone's crying, everyone's sad. We know it by now, I'm sorry. It's a very brutal and very, very just emotional encounter. But the thing is, what I'm about to tell you all, my dear viewer, is not that Lost Garmond has a secret mechanic that lets you hug him or that lets you pick him up when he is down. It's almost the exact opposite, and it's horrifying to me. So, when you beat Lost Garmond, the one saving grace in this last encounter is that you can talk to him, let him get his last words out, and give him a sense of closure. However, Team Cherry also made it so that the arena opens up the second you beat him in battle. You do not have to speak with him to leave this room. So you can just walk out. Now, if it was something that you did by mistake, maybe they would let you walk back in and talk to him, and that would be when he finally died. Or maybe you could walk out and keep him alive. No. You can walk out, and Garmond will die off screen, watching Hornet leave him, and never getting to say his last words to her. And Zaza will be by his side the whole time as a true companion, but Hornet has the full capability to put Garmond to rest, and then ignore him, and then say, okay, bye, I have no further attachment to you, I'm leaving now. Team Cherry, why do you add these options into the game? You could have just as easily kept that wall up to make it impossible to leave this room once we kill him, before we talk to him. You could have done any number of things to make it so that maybe he didn't die if we left the room, because some people might leave the room accidentally before noticing they could talk to him. I don't know, man. It's sad, and it's another notch on the Hornet can be a completely awful person belt, so that's great. Well, thank you everyone for watching this video of secrets. I never run out of things to talk about, I swear. I hope you enjoyed watching it all. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.